What's up, everybody? Today we are going to be exposing scammers. Yes, we are interviewing an artist today that was recently scammed from a bootleg Complex writer for like $1,500 or something. So we're just coming on here to let this artist tell his story and to get you guys hip to this scam and this scammer so you do not fall for the same scam. If you're an artist and you've been scammed, reach out to me and we will invite you onto our IG and we'll interview you so you can get the word out about who scammed you, what type of scam it was, so other artists can take note and not fall for the same scam. You feel me? Shout out to my boy Christian Camp. He's about to pop on here any minute. If I make it through the night, it'd be a sweet dream. Shout out to my boy Christian Camp. What up, dog? I got demons, devils.
Yeah, what up, Bobby?
What up, Christian Camp? Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us your story.
Yo, what up, man? My name is Christian Camp from San Diego, California. Right now I'm chilling in New York City. Started making music in 2016. I have my own production company called Stone Poet Society. Make beats, videos, YouTube videos, albums, just anything in the entertainment industry pretty much. And I don't know, man, over the years I put in a lot of money and I've seen some scams come across my way, but this one was a little different. I've seen label scams a lot, like people saying like if you need to buy a plane ticket or something, that's all bullshit. But this one, someone came in as an article and it looked legit, and I lost a lot of money. But I think these scams, people like prey on people's desperation to make it, and they always tell you need to invest in yourself. So something comes around and you're like, well, I need to invest, and you should always do a little research on what you're going through.
All right, so go ahead and tell us about the first interaction with this guy and kind of tell us about the conversation back and forth, and so we can get people hip.
Well, I just dropped a single. I don't know. It was like timed. It seemed all kind of weird. Like I put out a single, it was making good numbers, and then I just got a DM from this dude who said he worked at Complex Magazine, and it was nothing about money. It was like he just kind of built up like a conversation talking about my music, and then said he wanted to do an interview, and it just kind of progressed from there. It just started with the DM, and I looked at the dude's profile. He had a website on there. I don't know. It's fooled me, bro. But I'm not the smartest tool in the shed when it comes to business. So I gotta just educate myself every day.
So I looked at his Instagram too, and you're right. It seemed legit. He had the website on there with his little contributing articles, the Complex. So he definitely seemed legit. So after you guys spoke, tell us how the back and forth ended. Like, did he ask you for money to write the article, or how did that go?
No, he wrote it kind of felt like it's like he found like, oh, he was gonna eventually, like, because he made it seem like he was gonna set me up with the deal. So I was like, oh, look out for you or whatever. So but he kind of he wrote the article and sent me the PDF file of the article, and it was extremely well written. That was another thing that fooled me. It was almost like it was like insightful and like poetic. It was weird. It wasn't just like, there was a typo I called him out on, but it wasn't like that bad. It was just like, they're getting smart,
Okay, so he wrote the article, then what happened?
Yeah, he sent me a DM of like a little question, like an interview questions, like some not, like I've filled them out for you before with the super skip, kind of like generic questions about where you're from, your music, and things like that. And then I filled it out. Then he wrote that, And then that's when they start asking for money. They're like, yo, to keep it up on the website forever, it's $1,000 for a month. It's 500 and so on. And I was like, fuck it, you know. So I'll just keep it up there. And then they ask for money to act. If they ever ask to activate the quote, that's fucked, or the link, that's fucked up. You don't have to activate a link, you know. Like, so after I sent the money, then they tried to pull the label scam, which that's when I knew it was all bullshit.
So they said $1,000 to keep the article on the site, and then you went ahead and you sent them 1,000. How did you send them that 1,000?
Yep, through Bitcoin.
That right there, artists, guys, should be another red flag. Like, if anybody cryptocurrency, more than likely they're on some shady stuff. Nothing against cryptocurrency, but usually when you're dealing with a reputable person or a reputable company, you could visit their website and pay using something like Stripe. So then, therefore, if something goes wrong, then you can dispute those charges. Versus if you send somebody some Bitcoin, it's over. You can never get that back. So you sent them that 1,000, and then what happened? Did the article ever even make it onto Complex?
No, it never did, bro. Like in the morning, they asked for more money to act. Dude, also I gotta admit too, I just relapsed around this time, so I was completely out of my mind too. I wasn't thinking clearly, you know. So I think this, I'm in a program in New York City for a drug program, and I think that has to do with it too, you know. We got to figure out ways to cope with stress and anxiety and trauma and stuff other than drugs, and that just made me vulnerable to not thinking correctly, you know, which fucked me up. And looking back, I should have just known right away, but you can't turn back time.
Nonetheless, whatever you were in, you know, this man still did some stuff. And so back to you sent the 1,000. And then he said you needed money to activate it, and then you knew oh snap, this is.
Yeah, that's instantly, bro. For some reason, as soon as he said that, I had the feeling in my stomach, and I don't know why I sent the cash, but I sent it, bro. And as soon as I did, I was like, I'm a fucking idiot, bro. I was like, but it was all just you just could see life changing, and you're like, man, my people are struggling, and I'm like, fuck, I could change my life. And then they capitalize on that feeling, you know?
It's a shady business, man, for sure. And like you said,
yeah,
they pull on them strings that they know, we want to get our stuff out there. We want to make it. We think all we need is one big break. So yeah, man, I definitely relate. I went through the same thing as a young artist. I got scammed for $2,500 when I first started. You know, I'm happy that I got to bring you on here to tell your story. So after you sent the money or whatever, and the article never went up, what happened? Did the artist?
Well, then I called him out, and I basically just said, you know, this don't feel right to me. If this label is located in LA, why do I have to fly out to New York? I've given you this much money in an amount of days. And they're like, oh, we want you to be great. We want you to make. Then they kept, if you ever try to pull back and they don't let you pull back, then you know it's a scam too. Because I kind of was like, this don't feel right. And they were trying to get more money, and I just blocked him and deleted my Instagram, bro. Shit fell apart. That was a lot of money for me, bro. It might not be a lot in the grand scheme of things, but that was a lot for me.
I mean, that's a lot of money, man. That's definitely a lot of. Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad that you are getting things back on track. I'm happy that you got to come on here and tell your story and raise awareness for artist scams. Y'all be careful. It's scams out there. People do not care. They'll take your last $1,500 and not even blink twice about it. So, Christian Camp, go ahead and let the viewers know anything you want them to know about you as an artist, or anything you got coming up. Leave us with a couple words, and we'll go ahead and close it out.
All right, man. Yeah, I just started making beats in New York City. Check out @ChristianCamp420 on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. dropping beat packs and shit. Hit my email at christiancamp22@gmail.com. We can work out something for beats and stuff. And yeah, man, just keep making music, keep creating. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you.
All right, my brother, have a good day.
Yeah.
Hey, also to everyone, I'm tagging the scammer in the name of this video. So if that person tries to hit you up asking you for money, be careful, y'all out there. It's a crazy game. I love y'all. Also, any artist, if you've been scammed by somebody on Instagram and you want to come on here and get an interview and tell your story and expose that scammer, hit me up and we'll interview you. Peace.